Hi, I'm Lee Partridge and welcome back to Col U TV for another midweek show from the heart of the JobServe Community Stadium. First of all, on behalf of everyone here at Colchester United, sorry, shouldn't be laughing, may I wish you all, on behalf of everyone here, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope you're all set for the big day and you'll get the chance to see your family and friends over the festive period. We also hope you'll be here, of course, to cheer on the lads on Boxing Day as we take on our neighbours from down the A12, Leighton Orient. Tickets are still on sale, of course, on colutickets.com, but you can watch the game live on iFollow from anywhere in the world and also anywhere in the UK as it's on a Sunday. We'll be looking back at a recent game against the O's later on in the show, but we're going to start with a look at the season so far and how training has been in the past few days with the uncertainty of whether games are going on or off and all the COVID situations rearing its ugly head again. David Gregory went off to the training ground yesterday, masked up, of course, just like Halloween, and caught up with experienced defender Luke Chambers.
Luke, strange time, must be really weird not knowing what game you're preparing for and what game comes next, but you've got to prepare for Orient, haven't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll be in when it's required and whatever we're told to do by the powers that be, really. Yeah, we've lost a few, but if there's a certain number you need to participate, then we'll have to do what we've got to do, really.
And obviously you don't want to be missing games, you've already missed 2, so you want to be playing as much as you can because that's what players want to do, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely, you always want to play. The games are thick and fast in this division anyway, so to have a backlog of potentially 3, it's not going to be ideal, but it's what we're here to do, and if that's the case, we'll have to deal with it.
Yeah, and obviously almost halfway through the season, we're just starting to feel that things are going right for us at times, and you want to play the games anyway, like in a position like that.
Yeah, definitely so. The previous game we played, the last game we played, obviously wasn't a reflection on the way we've been performing, and I think it was just one too many games for us in the space of sort of 6 days. So we've got a tight squad, so it's always difficult to continually have that high level of performance, and obviously losing a few to COVID, and the numbers are going to be even more diminished. But January's around the corner, and who knows what that might bring for us.
Yeah. And overall, do you look back at the first half of the season and think of what you could do better, what what you've done well?
100%, yeah. We're always trying to get better. Obviously, we're not where we want to be. We're not where we wanted to set out to be. But like we said there, I think we've definitely turned a corner in terms of our performances and our results. But we just need to put a run together now, and hopefully that can start over the Christmas period. Yeah,
and there's plenty of games left, isn't there, to put those runs together, because we all know, with the way the leagues are structured these days, it's all very tight. And there's 7 places to go for after all.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We've got to put a run together. We've got to put consistent performances over the next 5, 6, 7 weeks to give ourselves a chance. So we know what's required. It's easy for me to stand here and say what's required. We just got to go out there and do it now.
Yeah, and on a personal level, you've been here a few months now. How do you feel everything's settled in for you personally, and what you've found Colchester United to be like? Oh,
it's obviously a great club. The fans have travelled home and away for us. It's always difficult with the restrictions and everything. People are a little bit unsure what to do, but the fans we've had away games, at home games, they've got right behind us. Obviously, they've not had the results that we've wanted and they've wanted, but they're sticking with us, and it showed that at Walsall. Even though we didn't get the result we wanted, they were still with us till the end. So for me, it's been pretty seamless. I've played the majority of the games. I've enjoyed it. I've played in a position that I'm enjoying. The lads are a lot better than our league position suggests, so it's up to us to turn it around as quickly as we can.
A very professional mindset from Luke and the squad, preparing as normal for any game that's scheduled and being prepared. Luke was also very honest about how he thought the U's we've not hit the standards that we all wanted in the first half of the season, and he wants better in the second half of the campaign, and hopefully that starts on Boxing Day against the Orient. A quick bit of news from the academy now. We covered the win against Arsenal in the FA Youth Cup third round last week, with Liam Bailey's side knowing straight after the game that we will be heading to Newcastle to play them in the next round. And that tie does take place on the 17th of January at the Newcastle training ground. Did you come and watch the Arsenal game? Who caught your eye and could or should be knocking on the first team door, if anyone at all. If there's anything else Col U related, whether you want to talk about the academy, the first team, whatever it may be, or get yourself a mention, of course, on the shows, as we always say, send everything into us, media@colchesterunited.net. So that's the email to send that into, and we do want to hear from you. Good luck to Liam and the lads in the new year. Back to the Orient game now, a fixture that should attract a bigger than normal crowd from both sides. Fingers crossed, of course, that no more restrictions come in before then. We're going back a couple of years to Boxing Day when we visited them at their place in a League Two encounter, and here's the key action. So a good result for us at Leighton Orient a couple of years ago on Boxing Day. Let's hope we can repeat that feat, repeat that win on Boxing Day. Don't want to tempt fate, but only 3 defeats in the last 14 matches against Orient with 9 wins for us. Lads have been in training hard at Florence Park since the last game, which does seem quite a while ago now, with Hartlepool and the Forest Green matches called off. David caught up with Alex Dyer recently at the training ground to ask him about the Walsall game, but an overview of how he sees the season so far.
How difficult is it to prepare for a game that everything's up in the air and we don't really know what's what yet?
We just got to be professional. We just got to do what we keep doing, train every day, prepare like there's a game, and then once we get told whether there's a game or not, then we adjust to that. But at this present time, the game's on and we have to prepare for that.
And football sometimes does have to adapt like that. I hear last Friday you're preparing for Hartlepool and then you hear that's off. So in the middle of the training session you're preparing for Forest Green and then that's called off. And
correct. It's just the way it is this time of year and what's going on in the world. The most important thing is that people are safe. You look after your family and each other, and football will take care of itself. But most important thing is to make sure we're all safe.
Yeah, and that safety has to be around the training ground and the players' behaviour as well.
Yeah, players got responsibility. They have to, I know they want to spend time and enjoy with their family, but they have to be sensible. You can't be going places where the risks are going to be high. So, but at the same time, you got to live your life, and it's important that we just, like I said, look after each other, but enjoy this time.
Yeah, and Christmas traditionally is where there are plenty of games in a short space of time, and people move up and down the table.
Correct.
According to their results, and it's a time where we want to be going up the table from where we are.
100%. We want to start winning games and start climbing up the table, and this is a good period for that. But as you see already, we've already had a couple of games called off, and there could be more as well. So, but once we start playing, we make sure we have to start winning games, and try and climb up the table. But the boys are doing their best. They work hard every day in training, and we're doing the best we can to try and climb, to turn around our fortune.
And those 2 games that were called off, I suppose, is frustrating because you want to get the Walsall result out of the system.
Yeah, definitely. The Walsall one was one of those games where we didn't really see it coming because the boys have been playing well. The performances have been good, and we just now hopefully that we can get that one out of our system and start on another run.
And we mentioned the frustration. I suppose the first half of the season was all about frustration, wasn't it? About kind of sometimes the result not matching the performance and us not being where we wanted to be.
No, I mean, like we say, we want to be higher in the league. It's a nice feeling when you go home after a game and you've won and you look at the table and you're in that top half. But we are where we are at the moment. But there's enough in this building to turn that around, without a doubt.
And that quality is all around the squad. It's the young players that have come into the squad and the experienced players that we had and have brought in as well.
Definitely, there's a good blend. There's good players in the academy waiting to come through. You can see that already in the first team. We've got some good young players, which are bed well for the future for this football club. And you've got the senior boys who've been there and done it all. And passing on their knowledge, and they're good pros. Sometimes you get pros coming and they just want to see their days out, but these pros we got here are not like that. They work hard every day. They're trying to improve themselves as well as help the youngsters. So it bodes well for the future.
And personally, as a coach coming into a new club, you learn new things and you impart new things on people.
100%. Every day is a school day, as they say, and it doesn't matter where you've been in the past. You still want to learn. You still want to pass the knowledge that you've got, and you can gain knowledge from other people, even if they don't think they're giving you something. You pick it up from them, whether it's a senior pro, whether it's a young lad. Learning the way they do things nowadays is different from the way we used to do things when we were, growing up. So it's good as a coach to adapt, and be in tune with the youngsters coming through.
And does there have to be some adapting between the first half and the second half of the season, because all the clubs you've played once now, they know a bit more about you, so does there have to be a bit of a change?
We know about them, and we know that second half of the season we got to kick on. We got to start getting some results and start looking up instead of looking down.
An open and honest interview there from Alex. So let's get behind the lads as from Boxing Day onwards. Get your tickets on colutickets.com, and remember, if you buy before Sunday, you get your ticket at a reduced price. And if you buy in advance for any game, the earlier you buy, the cheaper the ticket. And don't forget that if you can't get to the game in person, go on to iFollow and watch the game live for just £10. All the details of how to watch are on the Colchester United website. We're coming to the end of the show. We've got a match day show on Saturday. That'll be from 2:30 onwards, and Harry Totham will be here in the hot seat. We're not on air next Wednesday, but we'll be back on the 5th of January to look back on the festive games so far. So that's about it from us. Going to leave you with some highlights of the first half of the season so far. But of course, once again, just to repeat, just to say, wishing from everybody here at Colchester United, you and your families a very, very Merry Christmas. And I hope you have a good one. And we'll see you again very, very soon.